What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Mail Room Show. What up, though, y'all? Hey, let me introduce the crew. We got Rollo. We got JB the Champ. And I'm your chef. Hey, Biz in the building, you know. It's something I love to do. Hey, I love that beat to drop. Hey. What up, what up, what up? What's up, fellas? What's going on with you?
What is going on, brothers?
We're in the building, man. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Mailroom Show. We are excited about Season 2, Episode number 5. This is the 5th episode of Season 2, man. Like,
already?
Already, baby. Already, man. So shout out to everybody that's been watching us. You know, we appreciate you all for just, you know, continuously supporting us. You know, things of that nature. We definitely appreciate it, man. But I'm so excited about Episode 5, man. This is gonna be a great show. This is gonna be a great show. I said this is gonna be a great show.
This is, brother.
How we on episode 5 already? It seemed like
already, dog. Yo, it's crazy, man. But
forever to get to episode 5 last season.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. This is gonna be so awesome, man. And you know, I really want to first of all shout out to the fellas, man. The Mailroom Network, the fellas, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. Shout out to y'all, man. Like, now we all been working hard, man, and doing our thing, man. And you know, it's paying off. You know, it's definitely paying off right now. So we definitely appreciate everything that everybody has done, the comments and the insight that people have and all that kind of stuff, man. It's been dope. It's been dope, man. So Again, we appreciate y'all, man. But hey, I'm just a small cheese in a little bitty pond when it comes to the fish. If that makes sense.
Not really, but we
Probably don't. But never mind. It's on you,
Nah,
brother.
no.
shout out to everybody tapping into the live show already. Hey, we see a small change that we noticed, fellas, and we talked about this, like the amount of people that's kind of are waiting for the show to start. Like us three, we celebrate small victories, and like just the few people that like the people that we have just waiting for the show to start is we count that as a small progression because that means y'all ready to join in on conversation, y'all ready to watch us, and we do this for y'all, man. So thank you so much, man. So we celebrate the small victories as well, and y'all just a part of that. Y'all just enhancing our growth, and we love and appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what it is, right? Yeah. So y'all know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
man. Episode 5, like I said, it felt like it took forever to get here in season 1, but like I said, this is becoming like me and my brothers we getting better at this podcasting thing. So it's like it's starting to become like clockwork to us. So let the good times roll, you know what I mean? So with that being said, man, we
Yeah.
have come together once again for conversation and camaraderie. Discussing topics that are so relevant to men and women in society today. Me and my brothers. If y'all don't know, y'all know where this started, man. We have been happy to bring this to a platform, and we love and appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all know what I'm saying. With that being said, as we
Embark.
Embark.
on another round table that has turned into the Mailroom Show, let us never ever
Jesus
forget
Christ.
the foundation and the preacher man JB up there that has become our Trinity, man. Let's go, fella.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Salute, fellas.
Jay about to go preach afternoon, evening service. That's what
Why,
Jay about to
why,
do.
Mhm.
why I gotta be the preacher man? Just because I had a town, don't mean
No,
I'm just doing my
everybody's
surname right now. I'm on
experiencing
the gentleman tip,
nah,
bro.
man.
Uh,
Everybody's experiencing Red Beezy right now.
Lord, yeah,
All
Lord have mercy.
Red Beezy. God bless you, Rev.
We not
right,
mad about it, man.
all
You
right.
look
We
good,
can,
my
Jada, we
brother.
can go there.
We in
Appreciate
there.
it,
We in
man.
the building.
Appreciate it.
You look good,
We
my
in the
brother.
building. Bless you, Rev.
Hey, man.
He
God
making us.
bless you. You need my hat with your outfit.
He gonna make us. He gonna make us
Yeah,
all one
yeah,
of
I
the suit.
do, man.
He gonna
Hey,
make
let's
us one
switch.
wear suits.
You take the hat and I take the tie. All
Right. He gonna make us one wear suits for the
Right.
next couple episodes,
I
man.
need me a F bomb right around here. I need me a F
You need a
bomb,
little
bro.
brim. You gotta have some brim, dog. You
I'm
gotta have
about to
some brim.
step. I'm
Gotta
about to
have
step our
room,
game
bro.
up.
You gotta have some brim, dog. Yeah. All
Step
right.
our game because of this cat, man. I'll have to step our game up because of this cat. But like
I
Busy
had a lot
said,
of
man, he's
meetings, man. I
excited.
couldn't, I couldn't, I couldn't
You could
change.
you ain't
Had a
had
lot of
time to
meetings,
change
bro.
over.
I was
Hey,
doing a lot of talking, so I might as well just keep talking.
Hey, he was collecting a lot of tithes and offerings today. Is what he was doing. Collecting a lot of tithes and offerings, my guy, my
uh,
boy.
hey, it is what it is,
Yeah,
though.
hey, it's all good, baby.
handle business on all levels, the suit and tie level too. Y'all know what it is. But
Nine
yeah,
five.
like all day. Like Busy said, he's excited about this show. We really have some topics that I think are gonna really bring up for some good conversation. We're gonna dive deep into some things that are kind of normal, kind of happen, throughout your relationships with people. But y'all know how me and my brothers do. We like to dive in and get the little gray areas of certain things. So y'all ready for the first topic, fellas? Male carriers, y'all ready for the first topic of
Male
the day?
carriers, yeah, we ready.
Let's get it. All right, man. We're gonna
We are
dive in.
going. Let's go.
Does First topic of the day, first topic of the evening. Does vibes, energy help or hinder the vetting process? Does vibes and
Hmm.
or energy help or hinder the vetting process? Let's go over exactly vetting again. Busy, you always talking about that a lot. Give your very stern and professional
I
definition of
agree.
vetting, my brother.
I
My
agree.
brother.
All right, what
I
God bless
agree.
you. In the words of Reverend Beasley, God bless you. Hey, welcome to the Mailroom Show.
Y'all gonna do
Amen,
this all
amen,
night, I see.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
amen.
And you're gonna hear it after the show too.
Eh, in the book of First Corinthians, chapter 5, it says that. All right, so The vetting process is when the vetting process is when there is a critical analysis of the person you're interested in. It starts with interest, right? So you don't vet anything or anyone that you're not interested in. So when you're interested in this person, you vet them. You critically analyze them in a critical way because you have a particular purpose or a particular desire for this person. Then you have to critically analyze them and see what they do or who they are fits you. That is the vetting process. The vetting process most of the time happens when you're beyond the getting to know you phase. You're in the phase where you're going into a certain place where you're actually trying to figure out if what we do fits each other so we can have an actual life, long-term life with each other and share it with each other. So that's what vetting is. It's the critical process that you have to take when you're actually dating and involved with someone. Right before marriage, you need to vet them. Yeah. So that's my definition. That's actually the actual definition of vetting. So
I knew he was gonna have it. That's why I threw that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Very well said, my brother Jay, man. Why don't you
God bless you. Yeah, Reverend.
All right.
Bishop Beezy in this month.
Can't be a normal guy today, man.
No, not with that tie on.
But
no.
I knew I should have changed.
Hear that organ?
Hey.
So yeah.
No, all right, that's the last one.
All right.
So okay, so does vibe and energy help or hinder? Either way, right? The vetting process. Tay explained the vetting process. Does it help or hinder? All right, so with the vibe and energy thing, this is something interesting because people like recently, like I don't know, in like the last few years, maybe 10 tops, I've been hearing more about vibe and energy more than anything when it comes to meeting people. I don't know if y'all the same, but it's just been me. I just been hearing vibe, you know what I'm saying? Energy on person. I've been hearing that a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like more and more as, you know what I'm saying, days go on, you know what I mean? It was more back in the day, it was more about character and attitude than vibe and energy. But nevertheless, just to me, vibe and energy, we just talking about like the emotional atmosphere that somebody portrays. That's how I look at it. Just what that presence, that. So I think they run synonymous to me. You know what I'm saying? You can. I think from energy you vibe because vibe is more of a kind of with a verb tip than energy itself. I think it's more of an atmospheric thing. Like who you know what I'm saying? Who brings out that emotional atmosphere of pleasantry or invitation or calmness or happiness or peacefulness. You know what I'm saying? That's energy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's energy and vibe. Working parallel with each other. Because if somebody have good energy, as I've heard, you just vibe with them, right? That's using that energy to, what I'm saying, try to be in coherence with one on one, right? Does that help or hinder the vetting process? So we're going from emotional to methodical because that's what the vetting process is. It's more of method. It's more of a traditional way of getting to know someone, and and you're going into great detail and investigation when you vet. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. Like when you go, you want to know. Like you asking questions, you're looking at responses, you're checking body language, you're doing all that type. When I think of vetting, I'm thinking going deep in like that. So if I think they help or hinder, if I was to answer the question, I say it hinders it because you can, to me, I'm sorry, you can get caught up with vibe and energy and not vet somebody properly. Since vibing and energy is on an emotional tangent to me, since it's founded from emotional, right? From emotional foundation, you can attach yourself to that emotional foundation of somebody else they're portraying and forget to vet somebody. You can probably just leave it all out. You'll just be like, "Oh, I'm so attached to the person because they're so inviting. They're so welcoming. They're so, you know what I'm saying? They're so, inclusive that I get used to that and forget to try to get to know somebody and how they fit. Because we talked about the vetting process before, and the main purpose is to see how it fits you as a character in person, right? And if you're caught up in that first, I think that'll be a hindrance. Now, I'm not knocking vibe and energy. I'm not knocking it because that is kind of like the front door. If somebody's vibe and energy is great, you would be more inviting to have a conversation or be more attracted to the person if they had the same, if they're meeting you on this certain energy. That makes sense to me. But I don't think we use that to vet people. I don't think you found your character investigation of this person on their energy. I don't think that. I don't. I believe that people can fool you by energy. That's just me, though. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I've been in scenarios when it was more very welcoming, but when I got to know some part of that person, that it just didn't fit at all, and I was still caught up in that moment. And but when I gave it time, like most people don't, when I give it time, then I start seeing the differences. So at that point, yes, I think vibe and energy helps on intro. I think vibe and energy helps on the introduction phase, but not in the vetting process. That has nothing to do with you doing your investigation about how this person fits for you, for whatever purpose you may be. You know what I'm saying? Dating, exclusivity. You got straight purpose to marriage, whatever the case, wherever you on. I think that vibe and energy is a time and a thing and a space. You put it there, and then you vet after that. So that's just my point.
Yeah, when we brought this question up in a meeting, I meant to ask you exactly, um, you know, what did you mean, like kind of deeper into the vetting, or what you talk about, kind of in general, because vibes and energy are important, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like you just said, it's the initial feel you have. So once I really started thinking about the question and diving into it, I kind of took it to where you just took it, Jay, because it could, obviously it helps in the sense of, I this vibe of energy is making me choose to go to this vetting phase. But the hindrance can be if any of that changes, the vibe or energy changes. And now you have to make a decision when you're kind of too deep in, and you have to be careful of how you move it now because of how deep you are in. You know what I mean? Because when I had to look at the question twice, you like, because I had to look at it twice. Like you said, vetting. So when we initially talked about it, vibes and energy, does vibe or energy help or hinder? Like, I automatically just went to like dating. But then I just really sat down and looked at the question again, and we're vetting. So vibe and energy can get you to that stage, but you have to be careful of that. You have to be careful of that, and watch for if it does change. Because to me, if you're
Mm-hmm.
in the vetting stage, it's kind of too late to revert. It's not, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's too late, but in a sense, in a moral sense, it's too late to just say, oh, you like this, oh, I'm out. We done already put this time in your vibe and energy, and it got me to a place where I want to vet you, and now I see something I don't like, so now I want to be out. So that's where the hindrance can come in, because your mind is still set on those vibes and energies that got you to that point. So I had to really think about, okay, yeah, we talking about vetting. We didn't I had to look at the question again, like we talking about vetting, like in that stage. So
Mhm.
yeah, I agree with what you
Mm-hmm.
said.
Yeah.
It vibes and energy, vibe, and a lot of people, when like Jay said, when you've been hearing about vibes and energy, whenever somebody talks about vibes, they're obviously talking about a positive thing. But you gotta keep in you gotta you can't get caught up in that initial definition of what vibes are, because vibes can definitely turn left quick. You know what I mean? So I think people just get caught up in that positive space, like, oh, just vibes, like she's a whole vibe. Yeah, at that moment, okay. In this
Mm-hmm.
time span, yeah, but vibes aren't always good. They could change, and that's what we
Right.
gotta be careful of.
Right. That's why I called it an emotional atmosphere that you portray. You know what I'm saying? Because you're portraying, but I do that at work. I'm at work. I work IT, right? I'm at work like. You know what I'm saying? Cheerful, smile on my face. We can fix whatever problem you want. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm your guy. Like it is what it is. I might not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think you might be annoying because it's probably the third time you've been at my desk. But the atmosphere that I'm putting out is different. You see what I'm saying? That atmosphere is there. I'm making it an open thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it. So when and I agree with you, right? That's this. You got to be careful with it because that's why I defined it as an emotional atmosphere that can be portrayed. You're making that. You know what I'm saying? Like it should work in tangent with the character and morals and behavior and the type of person that you are. It should be synonymous. But we are in 2023. It can flip, like you just said. It can change, and you got to be careful about that because people like to put the best foot forward all the time. Not necessarily saying that that's them. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, you might come off, you might be this real mature corporate person that got your stuff together, but when we start talking out the wild, you just start to see that's a facade. But the atmosphere was great. You know, you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, so we kind
Hey,
of
what you think, man? Why you smiling?
yeah, we diving into like the after effect of it, like you know what I mean. Just once we get past all of that, where you at, busy?
Um, I take a sip because there's a lot to digest in this particular topic. But to be honest and fair, um, the vetting process is on the responsibility of the person that's actually vetting.
Mm, mm,
No one shows you how to vet. That's a skill you have to have.
mm,
Vetting is a skill. It ain't a gift.
mm,
It's something that
mm,
develops over time. It's a critical. That's why the definition, when you look at vetting, the definition, the word critical is in the definition. Why? Because something that's critical, there's an expertise to it. And if you don't have the expertise to realize what you need for yourself, then you should not date. You should do nothing
facts.
but figure
Facts.
yourself out. Figure it out before you do anything. Because you can go too
Mm,
deep into something and then realize, like what Rob said. I love what he said. He's like,
mm-hmm,
you get into something like later on, and then all of a sudden you realize like that's not what I really want to do. You got to do that shit in the beginning, like
mm-hmm,
early, like in a reasonable amount of time. Be reasonable with yourself. A lot of people are not reasonable
mm-hmm,
with themselves. Like they just
mm,
they just they everybody think they're okay. They're perfect. No, y'all need help.
mm,
Yeah, y'all need therapy.
mm.
Like y'all need to vet
A lot of people do.
yourself.
A lot of people
You
do.
can't vet you can't vet me if you haven't vetted yourself first.
Mm-hmm,
So this is why
mm-hmm.
I
Can't
think
deal with yourself. You can't deal with you.
you can't even deal with you. So what you want me to deal with you?
Right. Right.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
not playing that game, baby girl. Um,
Mm-hmm,
so to answer this question, I think it does both. I think it helps and hinders you.
That's a good
It
one.
only
mm,
hinders
I
you if
was
you
thinking
don't
about
know
that
how to
too.
do it. It helps you if you know how to vet.
Yeah.
If you know how to vet, it will
mm,
help you. It will definitely help you. And if you don't know how to
mm,
vet, it will hinder you so bad. And you think you're vetting, but you're not. All you're doing is projecting. So your petty
mm,
little humor that you have that you project on somebody else when they already outgrew you, that's you doing that. That ain't that person.
mm,
Mhm.
So you need to
mm,
figure you out. Stop using me as a scapegoat for you to figure out who the hell you are.
Mhm.
mm. A lot
That's
of people
not
do
what
that.
that's for. The vetting
Yeah.
process is not for that. The vetting process is solely for the purpose
Mm,
of confirming that who you are, naturally who you are, fits who I am.
mm,
Yeah.
And it works in a
mm,
harmony. If it don't work in harmony,
mm,
then it's not you're not going to progress. You're not going to be able to move
mm.
forward because there's no harmony
Right.
in what you're doing. You're just exchanging brokenness. You're just exchanging Pettiness. You're exchanging what you think is right. Like, nah, man, do your research. Like, figure it out. Like, stop waiting on somebody else to tell you about you. I'm not going to listen.
Yeah.
I am not responsible for your shortcomings before you met me or after you met me. That's all you. So why would I take most of my time to relate to something that has nothing to do with me? That's not what the purpose of vetting is for. Vetting is that you're like, okay, I know that what I want, what I'm looking for, and it's solid. If this person fits that, that's what's up. If you're depending on vibe and energy to give you that information, you are a fool.
I think we all learned a long time ago that should be the case. And like, we brothers, all three of us have talked about situations where we probably didn't take the right approach in choosing who we vetted. You know what I mean? And that comes with growth. So I agree with everything that Tay just said. And in that you got to remember that there's really no timetable on you to um on your growth. You know what I mean? Growth can there could be it could take a long time. It could take a short amount of time where y'all can grow together, continue to build. But I think what we got to remember is we have to go into that process 150% ourselves from the moment we so interested in somebody to the moment we decide to spend time to the moment we decide to vet. You have to continue to be that person who was that initial where that initial attraction happened, that initial interaction happened. You got to try your best to be that person. Shortcomings and all, whatever the case is, you have to continue to be that person. You know what I mean? And
And
hopefully
I
that
don't know,
person,
man. I'm sorry,
that
but
person matches up.
I agree to an extent. I think that you are responsible for when you need to get yourself together. There is a time limit on it. Otherwise, death would be irrelevant.
Well, I'm just talking about
No.
in the
I know what you're saying.
initial.
No. I know what you're saying is I agree with. Like I said, to an extent. The only I'm just pinpointing something. That's all.
Mhm.
Is that I'm 40. I don't have time to waste more time to try to get myself together and be on this self-love journey. No, there is a space for that, but there's a season for that, and then you got to move on and grow the fuck up. Sorry to cuss, YouTube. My bad. My bad, YouTube. I cussed. I said the F bomb, and we gonna get reported. My
Hey.
bad. But like, as at a certain, you're too old to waste time. If you are over 40, you are not the bad bitch you think you was in your 20s. You're not.
No,
Yo, you're not that chick
not at
now.
all.
I'm telling you right
Not
now. Yeah,
anymore.
you look good for your age,
Mm.
but you ain't the same chick you was back in 1999. No, you different. You ain't her. You're not her.
Mm.
So there's a responsibility that you have to do to
Mm.
ensure that when you are vetting somebody, you got to do it swiftly. Uh, when you're in war, retaliation has to be swift. It has to be swift.
Mm.
You can't wait a year and 3 years from now and then try to retaliate from some shit that happened in 2012. It's
Mm.
2023, and you retaliating on something that happened in 2012. That's not. No, man. No. It's got to
Mm.
be swift. Whatever you need to address when you're
Mm.
vetting somebody, it has to happen now.
Mm.
Don't wait till you get deep into a relationship and then try to vet somebody. No, Vet them before you
Right,
commit.
right.
Vet them before you commit. Don't wait way down the line, then want to commit, and then no, man, vet down. You know, so and there's a timetable. Again, death is a byproduct of life. Everyone that lives will die at a certain time, at a specific time. And you don't know it, and I don't know it. So why would I waste the thing that I don't know about to ensure that I'm good in a relationship? That is backwards. That is backwards to me. That's just me. It's backwards. It's like, yo, man, if I'm gonna vet somebody and put all that time in, I'm doing it for a reason. I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. I don't want to waste that person's time, and I don't want that person to waste my time either. And there is a timetable on it. You're 40. You're 50. Next thing you know, you a Thanos snap. You'll be 60, and you still telling me you trying to figure out what you're trying to do with yourself. At 60, you a fool.
Right.
Not only are you a fool, you a damn fool. You a fool, man. Grow up. Grow up. Ain't nobody
That's
waiting
all
on
internal,
you.
man.
You ain't that special, my nigga.
Yeah, that ain't,
You ain't that special, baby girl.
Right.
That's why I said, ain't nobody waiting on you. You need to grow up and figure yourself out and live in the actual sincerity of yourself. And stop waiting on somebody to validate your sincerity. Be sincere. I can't depend on vibe and energy if I'm talking about a relationship with somebody. Are you kidding me? If it was about vibe and energy, I wouldn't be divorced.
It'll be a lot of relationships.
I'm talking about me.
It'll be a lot of good relationships.
Right. If it was about just vibe and energy, I wouldn't be divorced. I'd still be married. But I'm not. Because people depend on vibe and energy, and that shit change like the wind. You can have a great vibe with somebody, but the same person you have a great vibe with, you can also not be compatible with. This is the reason why people need to vet.
That's exactly right. Right.
You need to be an adult and vet the person you actually want to do something with. Now, if you want to just play around and have sex with everybody, then say that. But don't mislead somebody else when they want something serious and you don't. That's your responsibility to make sure that you be able to communicate the way you need to that person. It's unfair.
Yeah. Right.
And it's egregious.
Right. As we get older, man, you are running out of excuses. You're running at the time as time goes on.
Exactly,
and I'm going ahead.
Bro.
You're running out of excuses. Yeah, right, bro.
Yeah, I got so happy. I dropped my phone.
You're running out of excuses, man. We all had our heydays. We all had our heyday, man.
Hey, Clay. Hey, make sure you clip this, bro. Make sure you clip this, man. Hey, put it in there.
I gotta do something stupid, dog. You know I always do something stupid about the world.
It is what it is, brother. You did it to me last season. Do it this season too. Don't change nothing.
As we get older, man. As we get older, you're running out of excuses. You cannot fake the funk of maturity. You gotta start doing the work, man. Because everybody else that you claim you in this place with, that you claim you in this genre with, is passing you up. They're going ahead and being the mature people and learning about themselves and growing, and you still relying on the 1, 2, 3 that you came up with, thinking that still works. Still trying to figure yourself out, like Tay said. Life is passing you by, brother. Sister, you need to get it together. You're running out of excuses. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, like Tay said, I totally agree with that. You get of that age, 30, 40, 45, you're running out of excuses. You don't have time to try to figure out yourself while you're trying to find out who you're going to be with for the rest of your life. You don't have time for that. That should be already done. And then when that is complete, show that. Be right on top of it. If you vet, then that's how the vetting process becomes authentic. Because now you know yourself, and you coming in the game with that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Now you don't have no. You're not even waiting. You're not even really waiting on what the person and trying to develop. They're trying to explain to you about themselves. You're asking questions. You
Yeah.
already under this cat. You like, you know what I'm saying? So why you like this? So what you doing in this situation? How your family? Your daddy in your life? How many kids you got? You're in it because you have so much. You should have so much experience. You should have so much understanding about yourself at the moment, what you actually like, that you're running this to somebody, especially at this age. You're running it through. So the vetting process is critical. But again, I agree with Tay. It's a critical thing. You got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? It got to be deep. So now you still talking about how somebody makes you feel. You are late in the game. You know what I'm saying? You're late in the game. We've done this back in high school. You still doing shit that you was doing in high school to a 40-year-old person and you 42? That don't make any sense. Everything that you was doing didn't work back then. Just cut it out. Stop bullshit. I told you. That's my thing. Like, just stop. Stop it. Stop. Just stop playing with yourself. Just go ahead and do what you need to do to get yourself together. Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You old enough not to even knock whatever it is to whatever vehicle you need to do to get better. Don't knock it. It's too old in the game. You need therapy? Go. Go do your thing. Like, it is what you need to talk to somebody that you need a good friend. Get rid of them lame friends you got. Do whatever you need to do to get you together so your counterpart can be easily seen. That's all I'm saying.
You know
Until then, you're going to be riding with vibe and energy, and you're just going to be all over the place, and you're going to blame everybody else because you ain't did the work.
You know what's so interesting about what you're saying? You know what's so interesting? You mentioned therapy, right? So y'all know, because, you know, I talk to y'all. I'll let y'all know what's going on with me. Y'all know that I've been in therapy, and I still have therapy, right? And I could have talked to you, Jay. I could have talked to you, Rob, about my personal issues and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted a non-biased, very fair playing field, right? And
it's fair for you. That's fair for you.
Yeah, I wanted someone to be able to that I could talk to that did not care about me. I wanted my therapist not to care about me like that. I'm just another patient. Right? Because I don't want anything biased. I don't want anything that's going to be leaned over to my, progression just because you know me like that. Like, no, I wanted somebody fair.
Right.
And when that man, shout out to Kelvin. My therapist's name is Kelvin. I ain't gonna say his last name because I don't want to put him out there like that. Shout out to Kelvin, my therapist. The very first session that I had with him, I cried like a bitch. And
I am so cutting this. I am cutting this down, Rob. This is in the promo, bro. I am so cutting this.
I'm the sacrificial lamb of this show. I am the sacrificial lamb of this show today. I cried like a little bitch, and I was so emotional. Huh? What'd you say, bro?
Just have your avatar for the rest of the show.
Bro, do it. I don't care. You live once and you die once. That's it. I don't care. I'm the sacrificial lamb for the show. Clip me up. Clip me the hell up if you want to, brother. I'm telling you right now, I cried like a little hoe. And I was so emotional on the first session with this man. You know why? Because he had a skill set that he was able to extract the thing that I was trying to protect. The very thing that tried to hurt me, I was protecting it. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, yo,
no, I get it.
We so messed up that we don't realize how messed up we are. We do it all the time. So we use to go to this question, we use vibe energy to suppress something that we're really dealing with that we don't talk about. And then you can't place vibe and energy in the vetting process, because if you did it, it's going to be flaky because your emotions can't be trusted. I don't trust nobody that's emotional. Are you kidding me? No, I would never trust somebody emotional. But someone that's logical, and have a purpose, I can rock with that. I can't rock with just vibe and energy. Because where do we, after the vibe and energy, then where do we go from there? Because that's flaky. You can love me today and hate me tomorrow. That's vibe and energy. I like him today. He cool. He's saying stuff that I agree with. I love him. The next day I might say something that you don't agree with, and you will not love me that day. That's vibe and energy. What is your purpose when you're talking to somebody in a relationship? What is your purpose for it? If you don't have a person, don't date. Don't pursue anything. If you don't have a purpose for what you're really trying to do, don't do it. I don't care if your purpose is good or bad. If you got a purpose that's like, you know what, I just want to smash. Let's say a person had that.
I actually agree with that.
Get smashed.
I agree with that.
I don't care if you smash.
Do you think?
Do your
At least you got a
thing.
purpose.
I'm not mad at you about that. Be honest about it, though.
Right.
Be honest about it. So you can't bet somebody that you're not serious about. That makes no sense. You're not serious about this person. You can't bet them. It makes no sense to do it. It doesn't. It does not make any sense, man. We need to stop lying to ourselves. We need to stop lying to ourselves. Because I'm telling you, because the more you do it, man, it's gonna be, man, you're gonna set yourself backwards, man. It's gonna be sad, because then you're gonna be the same. Hey, man, how many times we went out, me, you, and Brown, right? We all went out and we saw this one dude. It's like he real old, but he looked young. And he wear young man clothes, and he do young man shit. And you're like, man, this nigga way old. He out of place. He is out of place. I'm not trying to be him. I'm not trying to be that dude. I don't want to give a woman a representation of me. I want to give a woman me. And if I don't have the ability to give a woman me, then I'm not going to date. I'm not going to promise nothing. I'm not going to mislead you to think anything. If I am not ready to date, I have to be responsible for how I move. It's not the woman's job to make me responsible for how I move. That's cap. You need to grow up, man. And women do too. Women do the same thing.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. Oh, I like this man for he take me out and he give me coffee dates. I like him. And then boom, fast forward. Oh, he take me out for dinner. Boom, make me feel better about myself. It's nobody's responsibility to make you feel good about yourself. You should be doing that on your own, ma'am. Don't depend on no man or anybody to make you feel good about yourself. And you 40 plus. You can kiss my.
Right. On that note, Rob, take the reins, baby.
Rob. Rob. I'm sorry, Rob.
As soon as he
I'm sorry. My bad, Rob.
Rob jumped in the camera like, well, okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
To sum it up, man, like, there was some really dope and extremely insightful points on that topic. To basically sum it up, be careful with that energy and those vibes, because they can drift and they can shift and they can change. So you can't depend on that in the vetting process. They can get you there, but you can't really depend on it if you're not fully in your right headspace. If you feel you're not where you're supposed to be. Hopefully y'all energies can match and y'all can continue to build and grow, but be careful with that initial vibe and energy, because it could definitely shift, and it may not be what it was to begin with. So just be careful with that, man. All right, very yeah. The tape's about to go for another 20 minutes. That was very hey, dope conversation now, baby. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and shift the topic too, man. This one's not as intense as the last one, but it's very interesting in my opinion. How soon do you know when you're going to put someone in the friend zone? And I kind of want to know this: is it worse for the giver or the receiver? Like, who's it worse for? So when do you know, and who might it be worse for? The person who's putting the person in the friend zone, or the person who's getting the friend zone?
Don't look at me, Jay.
And go out on a limb. No, I'm not. Nope. I'm gonna go take this. I'm taking this one. Nope. I'm taking this, dog. I'm gonna go out on a limb, be a branch, and go out on a limb, and say on both ends, it's immediately. When you know you about to friend somebody, I'm not playing with you. It's immediately. You know what I'm saying? I know when I don't like you. I know when I don't like you.
Man, it's awesome, dog. I love
you know what I'm saying? It might be all cool up front. It might be cool up front. Like I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know, the vibe might be there, energy might be there. It might be all cool like that, but soon as I know that we're not progressing to the point that I will like it, I know that immediately. And I think women do too. If we're still dealing with the urban legend that women know who they're gonna sleep with when they see them, they know too. They know exactly when they're gonna friend zone somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's a chance. It's that chance. They give them that chance. The introduction is just that chance. And then after a couple of moments, they know up top when you going into the friend zone. Now is it worse on the giver or the receiver? It's bad off both to me. But I think it's worse on the receiver though. No, I'm lying. I think it's worse on the giver. I think it's worse on the giver. Let me change that back. Let me bring it back. I think it's worse on the giver. I think it's worse on the giver, man. Because if you friend zone somebody, you put them in a particular place. Some people might parallel this thought with backburning. If you do that, that means that person fulfilled some of the requirements of what you like, and not all of them. So in the event that you just need some of them, you just go ahead and pull that safe out. Case may be. Like that, this person might know how to date you. Might know how to be gentleman or woman out on a date and know how to do cordial stuff or whatever. But looking in the long run, you don't see the end road. Like, it's just maybe something about her, something about him, one or two things, maybe even more that you just not feeling. You tried to feel it and you just not really feeling. Right? If you just be like, okay, we're just going to be friends from this point. It's all right. That's actually cool. But if I, being that person that gave the friend zone, continue to reap the benefit of what that dating process was, then you are worse than the receiver. The receiver's bad too, because the receiver's bad too, because that's them cats that's just waiting in the bushes for you. That's them cats to be like, you know what, okay, you know what I'm saying, they don't like me like that, but one day they will, or one day they might, or they might change their mind. And if you know you friend, because I mean, I can see if you didn't know your friend zone. I don't know who people, I don't know who these people are that don't know their friend zone. But let's say if you don't know your friend zone, okay, well, whatever. But if you do know you friend zoned, and you just like, okay, I'm cool with that, that means you're trying to wait on a ticket. You're waiting on a golden ticket to get back in. Hopefully they may change your mind and do all these exercises and still do the same things that y'all were doing originally to try to get the full benefit of the thing. You know what I'm saying? You just working part-time to see if you can get a full-time slot, basically. That's bad. But if the giver of the friend zone knows this and is okay with that, you are worse than the cat sitting in the bushes because you know what he's doing and you cool with that. Like, oh, okay, so you just gonna reap the benefits of this? Oh no, we just, and then you gotta publicly say that because everybody's asking, what's up with you and them? And you're like, oh, we just friends. Well, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So y'all, so what are you doing? So what you really doing is reaping the benefits of the person as much as the benefits you got, the up to the satisfaction you had before you friend zone them. You getting all of that still, and you cool with that. And if they cool with that, they'll stay right there because they ain't gonna know. When you friend zone somebody, they're not coming out of that. That's like compartmentalization of men. They're not coming out of that slot. I never downgraded somebody to upgrade them later. I've never did that. If you honest about yourself, you ain't never did that shit either. So if you putting somebody there, that means you don't like them like that. But yet what they do and what they did to this point is still sufficient. So you like, oh, okay, we can stay with that. Now I don't like you like that, but you still take me out. The giver's worse, man. That's just me.
What's crazy is y'all not even really friends. Like y'all not gonna kick it after that shit. Like that's
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Like, you know,
who would do something like that to a friend, right?
you're not gonna even like really kick it. You know,
Yeah.
How did you even like? It's crazy. I agree with Jay. Like I think you do know initially, but now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, how do we even put ourselves in a position to put somebody in that zone? It's like because I don't, you know, you have to have some type of interest in the person. Because I'm assuming the friend zone happened through, you know, a couple different interactions. Well, no, it can happen in one interaction, but after that interaction, it's something else that causes that. So, but how did you even get in that position? That's not going to be your damn friend. How did you get? How did you get in that situation to put somebody in the friend zone? It had to be some type of interaction. How did that interaction occur before? You know what I mean? So, to me, when I know immediately, but to me, it really doesn't happen through phone conversations and things like that. Like it got to be some type of. I have to see you or be around you. You know what I mean? You know, obviously, people when you have conversations like that could turn you off too. And this person, that's you over here. But to me, it can happen immediately. But I know it's more so when I'm in your presence. You know, I'm in a female's presence, and I already could tell. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the last interaction or something. I'm gonna put you here. You know I might answer a text every now and then or send one, but that's what it's gonna be. It has to, you know. But how did I even get here to want to have this interaction? You know what I mean? Y'all ain't gonna be cool anyway after that. Y'all ain't gonna be cool. So the
friend zone thing it's a concept of bullshit. It really is.
Yeah.
Like to me, bro. Like it is. It's a concept of bullshit. I really because like I said before in past podcasts and shows, man. The friend term is the most elusive term people put on labeling somebody as far as dating and friendships. It's the most elusive term because you can use it for anything. It's a rubber band term. You can do it for anything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to be officially friends and hang out and all the other type of stuff. A lot of women that I came in concern with, I'm not saying all women do this, but a lot of women I came in contact with, when they was like, we just going to be friends, or they had to tell somebody we just going to be friends, they were already checked out. They were checked out from my man a long time ago. They were gone. Like, you was out of there. Like, you weren't thinking about continuing no dating. Matter of fact, you weren't even continuing a conversation. You just told them that for safety and security and for the fact that you didn't want to hurt his feelings. But y'all were never friends. I'm going back to your point, Rob. They were never friends, bro. They were never friends. Like, y'all never friends to begin with. Y'all had the target of dating and to be exclusive. Y'all passed up the friend part. Y'all was just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't just chill and just talk about life. I wasn't doing that. Y'all had a target of exclusivity. Y'all went there. Like, it is what it was. So you trying to dumb it down to a friendship y'all never had? You don't even like him. Like you that's the reason y'all put him in the friends. You don't even like him, but he had benefits to him. Something. I don't care if it's the horizontal game. I don't care if it's the money game. I don't care if it's the dating game. I don't care if it's the dinner game. I don't care if it's the child care protective game. I don't care what it is. There's a benefit for you to put somebody in the friend zone. And then for you to keep them there, and for a person to stay there, they know what they're doing, and you know what you're doing too. I think it's a bullshit concept. Sorry, I'm sorry. I think it really is. Dog. Like, you know what I mean? If y'all were really friends, like if you were really friends, dog, you would. If y'all were really friends, it would be, you know what I'm saying?
would
It
make
would be
more sense if
something
you
like
knew
y'all
each
had
other.
to earn
If
it.
you knew each other, yeah, or y'all knew each other, then y'all
Yeah.
maybe tried to take it to another level, and then you decided to put that person or keep that person in that friend zone. When you first meet somebody, that's just you just don't want to fuck with them, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Because to me, if you kick it, if you just meeting
I get
somebody,
that.
you know what I mean, and then you can't just put them in no fucking friend zone. Y'all either met, hung out a couple more times, and then say, you know what, this ain't right. But I think in that case you might not know immediately, but up front, because to me, let's keep it a buck. That physical appearance attracts you. So if you see somebody,
Hmm?
okay, I thought it was this. You see them that you're not physically attracted to them as you thought you would. That could be the immediate right there. You know what I mean? You you
Hmm.
you you kind of get an idea of how they are around family and friends, and then you see it, and then oh look, damn, you out there. Okay, this is I might place you in that friend zone. So yeah, it has to be some type of board. It got to be some type of baseline to it, because to me the friend zone really that's what it is to me. Like when you maybe know somebody, y'all try to take it to another level, and then it don't work out, then you can friend zone somebody. You know what I'm saying? But that immediate contact, that's just somebody you're just not attracted to in no way, shape, or form. So ain't no friend zone there. Go ahead, busy.
Uh, yo, man, if I friend zones you, you're not meet my parents. You're not meeting my family.
Not if my
You
family
are
like
an
that.
asset
No, not at
for
all.
my pleasure, and
Not at
that's all
all.
it is. I don't even know. Listen to
That's
me.
all it is.
This is some bullshit. All right, this friend zone thing is
Thank you.
bullshit. It's bullshit.
Thank you.
The whole
It is.
concept of it is bullshit. You're not
Mm.
friend zoning anything. I'm about to be real frank right now. He's the dick you need on the side when you need it. Only women friend
Mm.
zone people. Hey man, hey
Uh,
man, let me ask you a question. There's 3 men on this panel. How many
Mm.
women you friend zoned?
Not
What
friend
man
zoned.
friend zones
No.
a woman?
Not friend zoned. No.
no, I mean,
What man do
Nope.
you, what man do you know friend zone women? How is a woman
I
your
don't have one.
friend?
I
What can a woman do for you as a friend?
in that
Oh,
aspect, just the
let
benefits
me
you was
let,
talking about.
that's
let
what
me
you
ask you
said.
this. Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm just asking. How many women you know have asked to borrow money from you? Friend zone, friends, female friends. How many of them asked you to borrow money from them?
I mean, I've had a few
I
over
can
the
count
years.
two on
Okay,
my
you had
head.
a few, and you, Jay. What about you?
I can count two on my head right now.
Yeah, me too. Now let me ask you this:
Yeah.
how many women have you asked money for?
Probably
Yeah,
a few.
Oh.
exactly. You see that shit? You see that shit right there?
Um.
You can't even answer because you haven't done it.
Right.
You haven't done it.
Right.
Women use you for
Uh,
what they want to use you for, and that's what it is. And we need to stop acting like we don't know that shit. Not we, us, but I'm talking about just in general. And like,
mm-hmm.
yo, man, I'm not friend zoning no woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know why? She a
Mm-hmm.
woman. She got things that I need. You
Mm-hmm.
got what I need. When you say I'm just a friend,
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. Get their ass alone, and the
You talking about
gloves
that
are
song? You
off.
talking about that song?
Hey, real quick,
You
real quick, Miss
got
Aubrey
what I
Nicole,
need.
Miss Aubrey Nicole Maxwell. Hey, we're gonna talk about that.
No,
We
we
do have
don't.
the
We don't
Q.
need
We do
we
have
don't
a
need nobody
we
opinions on here.
we don't, but we
See,
do have the
we
Q and
did
A
this
portion
last
at the
season.
end of the show. So yeah.
Yeah, if you have a question, then do it. No, we don't listen. I'm not look. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we talking about. So we need women on the panel to tell us and share. No, y'all been talking enough. Y'all been talking enough. Y'all been talking for years since Oprah, Joan Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's the Jenny Jones, Geek the Chic. Y'all been talking for years. It's our
Mm-hmm.
time now.
Let me make this clear, dog. If I may, let me make this clear. I am not saying that men and women cannot be friends. I am not saying that. Maybe you are. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying men and women cannot be friends. All right. What I'm saying is friend zoning. That procedure is full of shit.
Yes.
Ain't nobody gonna zone. Ain't nobody gonna make somebody. Ain't nobody gonna place somebody in a replicable place of
Right.
calling them a friend after the dating process has occurred.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. Friend
Right.
zoning. I'm not talking about men and women being friends. I'm not saying that. Men and
Right.
women can be friends. I'm not saying that though. There is a procedure to the way men and women be friends, as it is a procedure for men and men to be friends, as it is a procedure for women and women to be friends. There
Right.
is some experience, there's some time, there's some challenges, there's some obstacles that you need to take to be friends. That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about this bullshit concept of friend zoning.
Yes.
That's when you're dating somebody and you're not into somebody, and then you attract them and label them as a friend.
Yep.
After the fact, when you know you're not going to proceed or progress with them afterwards, that is friend zoning. I am agreeing with Tay on that aspect because
Yes. That's the
men
only
do
aspect
not
I'm
do
talking
that
about.
shit. Men
Yeah.
do not
That's the
do
only
that.
aspect I'm talking
I
about.
get. I had to understand. We
We
don't. We will
we
tell you
both
if we like you
listen.
or we're
We
not.
both
We'll
right.
just do it.
We both know we don't like each other like that. So then you want to zone me, like what you said, Jay. We don't like each other like that. Then you want to zone me, or one person don't like the other person like that, and you want to zone me. You only
Mm-hmm.
doing it because you want to benefit something from it. You see a benefit from it,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not the thing
Mm-hmm.
that you ultimately want. But you're benefiting off of me. You only friends
Mm-hmm.
on me because you have some type of benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you wouldn't. What's the
Right.
purpose? And then
That's what I'm saying, dog. The
for
friend.
me,
Right.
the receiver is the one that has an issue. For me,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because the
All right.
giver is
Okay.
intentional. They doing whatever the hell they want to do. People are going to do what they want. But the receiver,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to accept it. And if you accept somebody friend zoning you, and most of the time it's men, let's be real, let's be frank.
Yeah, most of the
Men
time
are the
men be in
ones
that
getting friend
shit.
zoned, not women. Let's keep it a whole bean. Nope. Let's keep it a Kobe Bean Bryant, bro. Women friend zone us. And then they say,
That's not.
ain't no good men out here.
I
Check
gotta be
your
real.
friend zone.
I think over the last
Check
few years, I probably done friend
your
zone
friend
more
zone
than
now.
women.
All the men
I
that
gotta be real.
all the men
Oh.
you friend zone, go
Oh.
back and look. You talk. There's no men.
Okay.
There's no men for me. There's no men out here. Those
Right.
good men. There are some good
That.
men. They're in your friend zone.
Yep.
You put the good
Right.
men in your
Right.
friend zone, and you now you complaining about there's no good men.
Hey, that's the women for you. But hey, Rob, you said something. I didn't hear you while he was talking. My bad. Go ahead and say that again.
No, no, I just gotta be honest. Over like the last few years, I think I probably friend zoned more women than I've been friend zoned. To be real, just off whatever
I,
interaction we had, and I wasn't the
I,
toughest.
I'm gonna be
It
honest with you,
does
brother.
happen both. It does happen
They
both
did
ways.
that before you did it.
No,
Women know
no,
immediately,
no. But
nanoseconds.
I had control over the situation. Tay is what I'm saying. Like I
Women,
decided.
women though.
Okay.
I had to. So
Yeah,
it does
women
happen.
though.
We do it too. Women know we both know. I think yes, does do women do women probably have that? Do women probably have that intuition more? Yeah. Do they have that? Do they have that thought process a little bit more? Yes, on certain situations. Yeah. But like I know I've been in situations like that too, and it happens. So like yes, women probably do it. Women probably do it in a way that they make it seem like they don't know. I would say that men know. When men don't act like they don't know. They go ahead and push forward. Women, they'll, you know what I'm saying? They'll ride it out a little bit, and then bam, next thing you know, that's what it is. I will say that.
Okay, I'll give you the fact that you friend zone a couple of chicks more than women recently. I'll give you that. I will not give you the fact that they were friends.
I'm saying I'm just using the term
I'll say that again. I'll say it again. I will give you the fact that you friend zone. Well, I just want you to think about it. Because we're talking. I give you the fact that you said you friend zone women more than women did you recently. I will give you that. Okay. But I don't believe that they're friends. This is why though. I gotta explain myself. The reason I don't think that you friends on her because out of respect of her. You didn't friends on her to be friends with her. I'm just letting you know that because y'all never had a friendship. There is no fucking. There never had a friendship, bro. And I'm not even attacking you directly. I'm just using you as a concept. I'm just saying. I'm not okay. I'm just saying you probably did. That's what's up. You wasn't attracted. You probably friend zoned. I get that. I'm not even arguing about that whatsoever. I'm just saying the friend zone concept. If we're talking about the friend zone concept, it's a bullshit concept. If I meet somebody and want to be friends with them, I will be friends with them. If I wanted to meet somebody to date them, I have passed the friendship part. If I did not develop the friendship part with them and I go into a dating phase with somebody and I don't like them on the dating phase, I didn't drop them anywhere. There's nowhere to go back to. Because I'm not calling, we were never friends. I'm not calling you back. Only if I establish the friendship concept with somebody or actually become friends with somebody is when I have actually had that, when it becomes true. The friend zoning is putting somebody in a friend zone, putting somebody as a friend when it wasn't even, that's not even exist. It didn't exist. Y'all wasn't calling each other seeing about y'all day. Y'all was on a target to be something exclusively. Y'all was never friends. And this has happened early. I'm pretty sure if you agree with me, you friend some people early in the game. That's how women do it. So it'll be early, like having one or two events or occurrences, you be like, oh, okay, I know this ain't gonna work. So you know what I'm saying? That's what most people do. That's fine. We're talking about friend zone as a concept. There was no friendship there. So what are you zoning them to? And we're calling it friends, but it's not. It's bullshit. There's nothing there. That's why I be so confused when a woman be like, oh, we couldn't date right. And, I didn't like him on a date. He was just too assertive or whatever the case may be was. And then right after that, they'll say, oh, I told him we can just be friends. Why? Where's the friend part at? You didn't even like the nigga. Like, where's the friend part at? So you continuously picking up this guy calls because that's why I say this is why I say the receiver's bad because he know where he at. So he keep calling. He keep calling, trying to hang out and all this other stuff. He know that I ain't number 1, 2, or 3. I'm number 4, and I'm gonna play number 4 like a motherfucker. So what he do? He keep calling and keep kicking it. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, here's what it is. And you like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Then you talk to the next guy, and you like, hey, my man keep calling you. Don't want to holler at him? Oh, he's just friends. We just friends. But you're not dating him, no? No, I didn't really like him like that. So why are y'all friends? Y'all still kick it on the phone? Y'all still hang out? Y'all go to museums and shit? Y'all not doing anything friendship-wise because it never existed. So when you talk about friend zoning somebody, that don't make any sense to me. You're not friends. You can't friend zone somebody you wasn't friends with. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's it. That don't make no sense.
To me, friend zone is equivalent to friends with benefits. It makes absolutely no sense.
Just no sense, dog. It don't. That's it. We use these stupid labels, dog. We just do. Like, we use these comical labels on everything.
Word salad irritates me. It's like just smash. call me your friend because I'm
That's
not gonna
it.
be there for you in the middle of the night if something happened to you.
I'm
You're not gonna
I'm
be
not
there for
helping you
me
tow
either.
your car. Nothing.
Like, why we playing this game with each other, man? I
Uh,
think that's one of the reasons why men and women have this disposition with each other is because we play these word games. It's like, dog, you know she ain't your friend. You know damn well if you was in a jam and you needed somebody to help you, you wouldn't even call her first.
you want to
You wouldn't
call
even
her?
call her first. Like, hey, I need you, baby girl. You wouldn't call her. How is she your friend? And then, not only did you friend her, you zoned her at the same time. Why? Nigga, why? She's not even your friend. If you need her for something,
Right.
hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think I'm going to call a woman before I call y'all about something that I need? That's important.
I know that. I'm definitely
Like,
calling
for
around. I
real.
need something, man.
No. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if I needed something like today, I needed something. I called my pop. My pop been my mentor
Mhm.
since I was 19 years old.
Mhm.
And whatever I needed, boom, Johnny on the spot. Right there.
Mhm.
Because you know why?
Mhm.
Because not only are we friends, he's my mentor. He
You're almost a confidant,
took me
man.
under his wing as a father.
Right. 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 Right.
I needed something
Mhm.
the other day. Who I called? JB, yo, Jay, can I? And you gave me more than what I asked for.
Yep.
Because you're my friend. There is not one woman that comes across my mind. I know I can ask her this. No,
Oh
no,
man.
no. I don't care what they say about, oh yeah, can you this, that. I don't give a damn, man. You know damn well you're not gonna give me what I need. I'm not about to play with you like that. So I do what I need to do on my own by myself in silence. I don't need you to help me.
Mhm.
You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like we use this friend
Yep,
term
I
as
do.
if it's just, like you said, it's an elusive term. We just spew it, we just spit it out like it's nothing. But it means something.
Mhm.
If you're my friend, then
It
that means that
does.
I am, if I'm down, if I have nothing else going on for me that makes sense in my life.
Mhm.
If you're my friend, if I can't even call and talk to you about it, we're not friends.
Mhm.
Because I can
Mhm.
remember a whole bunch of conversations I had with women that they
Mhm.
didn't have no friends, and they needed my opinion and my
Mhm.
insight about something.
Mhm.
But
A
can you?
friend you can take
But
admonition and
go ahead.
a friend you can take admonition and criticism from.
Thank you.
A friend you could do that with. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like if these chicks are calling these chicks they hang out with friends and you don't even like when they even not agreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? I've been friends with these cats for over 10 years on this screen, man. They can accept criticism from me. If they not, they faking it real good because this is the reason why we're friends.
I don't have
They'll
time
tell
to
me when
fake
I'm
the
out of
10 years,
line.
20
They'll
years
tell
with
me
you.
when I'm in line.
Exactly. Thank
Yep.
you. I don't have time to fake with you for
Yep.
20 years.
See,
Man, we go
all
way back
that
to the
you can't
vocational
zone
bus
somebody in that
going to
characteristic, dog.
Randolph.
All
I don't get. I can't.
right, we're
I'm
going
not
too
not gonna
we're
fake for
going too
20
far.
years, man.
Yeah.
I've
All
been
right,
friends with you.
we've been
I know
talking
for
about that for a
10
minute,
years.
right? I'm gonna
I'm
give it
not
back
gonna
to you,
fake
bro.
with you for a decade.
Yeah,
And guess
yeah,
what?
that's right.
You haven't been
That's
fake.
right.
No, we haven't been fake with each other. So
All of
like,
us, right?
right, our friendship is solid. I have a small
Mm-hmm.
circle. It's us, my mom, and pop. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's my
Mm-hmm.
circle.
Mm-hmm.
There is nobody else in my circle but you two guys, my mother and my pop, who is my mentor. Y'all the only ones in my
Mm-hmm.
circle. Anybody else outside of that
Mm.
is because I allow it. I allow that.
Hey, we only, hey, Tay, man, we only two topics in.
I'm just saying, bro. Like we need to stop this friend zone.
We
This
only
is
2
gonna be
topics
bull.
in, man.
Bruh, this friend
We
zone
gotta we
concept
gotta
is so
gotta
much
give
bull, bruh.
it's
It's
so
Shout
so
out
much.
to
much
everybody.
Hey,
bull.
Shout
It's
out to
if
like
y'all want to talk
you're
about
not
it,
you're not that person friend. You don't care about them like that. You just want something to benefit from them. So why would you call them a friend? I'd rather
why
you
would you
call
zone
me
them in there or try
an
to?
associate or a constituent or
Uh-huh.
what they call it, um, someone who's like a
Smash
confidant,
buddy. I'm
a
just playing.
smash buddy. Why just call me that? Like why you
I'm just playing.
why you calling me a
Nah,
friend?
that's a
You
no.
don't
That's
care
no.
about me like that. So that's the whole thing. It's like if you don't care about me like that, then I wouldn't call it friend zone. I wouldn't call it that.
Woo.
If either you're my friend or you're not, but I'm not going to act like you my friend just because I want something out you. No, man, you either my friend or you're not my friend.
That's right.
Period.
Shout out to everybody.
Let's give it back to Rob, man. Go ahead, bro.
First of all, shout
My
out
bad,
to my
Rollo.
brothers, man. Y'all see they going in today, man. Shout out to my brothers, man. Shout out to everybody shout out to everybody that's on the live today, man. We love it when y'all here, man. Y'all give us the energy that we need, as you see. Brothers going in today. Once again, normally, like we did in season 1, we would save the Q&A portion to the end of the show. But throughout the show, if you got a Q&A question that you want us to address, at the end, go ahead and put it in the comments at any point of the show. Make sure you put Q&A in it so we can tackle it at the end of the show. It could be about today's show, or it could be about anything you want to ask your boys in the mail room, man. Y'all know what it is. So thank y'all so much. Everybody that's viewing live, and you know what it is, man. If you don't see us now, you'll see us later, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's time for the feature topic of the week, man. Let's get it. Oh yeah, this one might shake up this one might shake the ground a little bit too, man. This is a good one. If y'all saw the thumbnail, y'all know what the feature topic is, man. I think we about to kind of dive a little bit deep. I see us going I see us going on this one. But feature topic of the week is being defensive a direct result of no past accountability? Is being defensive a direct result of no past accountability? This question kind of stemmed from something that we touched on one of our shows, and we decided to branch it out and dive a little bit deeper into that type of behavior. So we about to go in on that, man. Whichever one of
Is
y'all want to start, because y'all long.
is it okay if I bring a little bit of context?
Why not?
All right. I'm about to bring in some context real quick. So here we go. I want to give the definition of accountability versus responsibility, because I think people get misconstrued with the two. So responsibility is having an obligation to complete a task or oversee the output of something or of others that you are directly in charge of. Accountability is the acceptance, good or bad, of your personal actions that contributed to attaining or failing to meet an intended goal. That's accountability opposed to responsibility. So before we get all butt hurt tonight about accountability, this is the definition that I chose to go with, because it makes a lot of sense. It's the acceptance, whether it's good or bad. You accept the fact that it's your personal actions that cause whatever happened, even whatever goal you intended to do. If you mess up and you accept accountability, this is what the definition of that is. And I want everybody to read it. I want everybody to figure it out and go from there. All right, and we're gonna talk about it.
Sound like
That's
a
all I'm
Pookie and
saying.
Ray Ray to me.
That's all I'm saying.
You said it sound like Pookie.
I'm just giving the definition. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. Hey,
All
Rollo,
right,
Rollo,
man.
I would like for you to go first, Rollo, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we just taking water breaks, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, it could be a result of no accountability. I think when you've been involved in something and the way you approached it and the way you responded to it, it didn't work out in your favor, and the result of it, kind of left you with a bad feeling, a bad thought. You can carry that over to other people, and if something triggers it, whether they say something, do something, um, you'll revert back to that feeling. I also think though, just being defensive is something that you've experienced, so you're just aware of it. But it could definitely be an accountability. It could definitely be a lack of accountability that you've taken in your past for something, and you're kind of on the defense to make sure it don't happen again. I've seen more of the latter. I think that when I've come across women, it's been in defense of something that they've been through, um, and you gotta try to
Hmm.
figure. Then you stuck with trying to figure out what happened and why, and then you gotta break through that. So I definitely do think accountability can have a part in it, and you have your guard up for that, and it can go the other way too. Just something you experience and that you carry over into something else, which is not good either way. We've talked about accountability
Hmm.
a number of times. We talked about accountability a number of times on this show, and we talk about doing the work on yourself a number of times on this show, and we're talking about in
Hmm.
particular being defensive right here. Um, that could definitely put the person that you're interested in, or the person that you're dating, or the person you're in a relationship with, always put them at a disadvantage, because they're not going to be able to break that. you know
Hmm.
anything can trigger it, anything can set it off, and we're always going to be at the mercy of that. And we always got to, in turn, we got to have our guard up to block. We got to have our defense mechanisms up so we can just mentally prepare to deal with it. So yeah, it could definitely be a past accountability, and it could definitely be just overall experiences. So yeah, but accountability is big, and those defense mechanisms can definitely be a result of that.
I like that. I actually like that, man. I agree.
It's not a
Okay,
good
I'm
thing.
I'm I'm gonna throw it to you, man. I ain't. How you
Yeah,
feel, busy?
I agree. Being defensive is a sign of insecurity. And a lot of people use defensiveness in a different form. For instance, some people will operate in pettiness to be defensive. Some people will operate in neglect to be defensive. Some people will operate in
Hmm.
the unwillingness to receive love to be defensive. So
Hmm.
defensiveness comes from a deep place, and defensiveness does come from the place of not receiving accountability for yourself. And it's not always that person's fault, though, to be real.
Hmm. Okay.
Sometimes people need to be guided. You know, some people need someone to show them the way, right? Like, and we should not um we shouldn't arrest them for that. You know what I mean? Like, if you
Hmm.
don't know, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? So
Hmm.
if I'm because we talk about relationships, right? So if I'm talking to someone
Hmm.
and I see that they don't have the understanding that I have, but they're willing to understand me to see how it affects them, I'm cool with that.
Hmm.
But when you get so defensive to the point where you combat me because the thing you don't understand you're scared of, that's a different problem. That's
I
not the
agree.
same thing as trying to understand someone and being defensive because you had something happen to you and now you want to be defensive and you want to, no, that's different. If you're willfully non-cooperative, that's not being defensive. That's being stupid.
Hmm.
And you should not live your life in stupidity. You should live your
Hey,
life in humility because there are people that know more than you, and it's okay. It's okay. Just because
hey, Rob, man. I knew I shouldn't have bought this guy a can opener for a housewarming gift, man. This nigga got to open one, dog.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's okay. if you don't listen, if you don't know certain things that somebody else know and they able to teach you something, it's okay.
That is true.
The thing about being defensive is because you're being defensive because you're insecure about things that you don't know about. Because you feel like you should know about it, but you don't. So you get defensive. and then you start projecting. You start projecting your defensive-ness with people. Like, yeah, no, I know this. You ain't telling me nothing. I know this. I know this too. We trying to get to the same place. But because because you want to know more that you don't know about, then you become defensive. So then everything that somebody does that's way more intelligent than you, you get defensive about it. Instead of yielding yourself, being humble and learning from that person. You don't know everything. I'm sorry, Rob.
Is there a way to counter that with someone when they're that defensive? Is there any way to counter that?
With love. You counter it with love.
Yeah, you can tell them.
Yeah,
you can tell them.
You counter it with love and patience.
How much patience should we have?
Right.
As much patience as God has given you. I'm a very patient person. It's a lot of listen to me. It's a lot of people that talk to me. I'll be like, whoa, what the hell is going on? But my patience comes from my love. It's like, even though I know you're not correct, I still love you. I'm not going to hurt you because you don't know what I know, or you haven't experienced what I've experienced. I've experienced a lot of things that y'all haven't experienced, but I don't show you less amount of love because y'all haven't experienced it. Like, the love is still mutual. It's both ways. There are things that I may not know, and y'all give me the same love. That's what I'm talking about. That's the way you respond to someone that's defensive. You respond with love.
Can that love, and that's a good point.
Okay.
And I'm about to ask this because I think this is what happens as well. Because I think at some point, whatever you're defensive about, you have to start trying to heal from. But I think this is what happened. That love can kind of turn into acceptance of that behavior, of him or her being defensive over something.
That's a good point.
Can turn into acceptance.
That's a good point.
So they just think being this way is okay, and I think that's a problem too.
But this is the thing I'm gonna say, Rob, on that. This is what I'm saying on that. Love is a Swiss Army knife. It's up to you how to handle it.
Because I'm with you. Like, I got all the patience in the world.
Right.
You know me. I'm a teacher. I have no point.
Yeah, I feel you.
No choice but to be patient.
Right. So so as a teacher, I'm sorry, Rob. My bad.
Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry.
I'll just say you can have love, you just can't accept everything. Go ahead.
Right, exactly. And that's what love is. Love doesn't mean that I'm soft and I'm a pussy and I accept anything. That's not what love is. That's not the behavior of love. Love is very stern. Love has boundaries. Love is more critical than acceptance. Well, love is a Swiss Army knife. It's up to you how you handle your love. The way you love people is on you. So if I have somebody that I don't know at all, and I see that they have issues, I'm not about to go down their throat and be like, you need to do this and that. No. Even though that might be love, that's not the love that they need. Love is considerate. Love is considerate of the person that needs it. Right. You know what I mean? Put a pillow over their head.
Feathers everywhere. That's not love.
Feathers everywhere. Love is considerate. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not puffed up. See, love is
Right.
God. And for me to give you
True.
God, I got to give you love, and I got to be patient with you. Even if you have a
Mm-hmm.
shortcoming, I have to be patient with you. That's why my love
Mm-hmm.
will continue. I'm not, I don't have a,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel pity for you. I don't feel like, no, it's not no charitable event when something happens to you. No, I love you. So I will
Mm-hmm.
give you the patience that's required of the love that I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
I will love you through your mistakes and everything. Y'all did it to me. Y'all gave me love when I messed up. Y'all gave me patience when I messed up. We have to
I
give
want.
that
I want
love to people all across the board, and we can't be picky and
to.
choosy about it. If we gonna love people, we
Right.
gonna love people. If we not, if we gonna be playing favoritism, then you don't need to be in the love business. Because love is
Mm-hmm.
not don't love don't play favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jay.
You see what I'm saying? So that's
Mm-hmm.
my humble take on it. So
Yeah.
Very well
go ahead, Jay.
said, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell y'all a scenario that I've been in. Just it's not recent. Excuse me. It's not recent, but it's recent enough. I've been in a scenario when I had to, somebody asked me to, you know, talk to them about, just about dating and, what I'm saying, about men and women camaraderie like we do here. And 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 the first thing she did was ran her resume to me. That's the first thing she did. She said, "I am a God-fearing woman. I am I am a strong, independent woman. No slight on her. I'm just telling you what she did, right? Uh, she said, I'm a God-fearing woman. I'm a strong, independent woman. I know what I want in life. You know what I'm saying? I demand respect." And she ran this resume to me. Now, I was like, and my response, not my response to her, but my thought in my head was like, so why we here? If you got everything down pat, like, what am I sitting in this chair for, ready to receive these questions about men? If you got everything down pat. So anyway, so we went and had these discussions about examples about men that she dated, and the men that she dated were she. This is the thing. She knew she shouldn't have gave these guys that many tries. She knew she probably shouldn't have dated these type of people and all of that. Well, she was like, yeah, that's on me. I was just, most of her experience was like, that's on me. Now, this came from the woman that ran down her resume to me and was assured that she knew what she was, right? So I said, the only reason why people do this, because I believe this question, right? Does I think it's because when we first talked about this, Tay, I'm gonna be a little transparent with the crowd, right? When we talk about this, I put assertive and defensive together. I said assertive slash defensive when we first talked about this. When I was relating to Star, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And everybody agreed just to do defensive. But I think you being assertive is a defensive mechanism for this as well.
Hmm.
So this
Interesting.
resume that she ran up for me, this resume that she ran to me, it was an assertive tactic for her to be defensive about the things that she's been through. So I
Mm.
was like, so I asked her. I was like, see, for the fact that you know who you are, and the problem is that you know all the answers. This is the thing, because all she did was tell me, "Oh yeah, the reason I dated him, that was totally stupid. I shouldn't have did that. Oh, that other guy, yeah, I shouldn't do that. I was like, okay, so now you in this I don't know shit, but yet you knew about yourself though. So I was like, so you know all the answers though.
Mm.
This is the thing. This is your downfall. You know all the answers, but you're not applying anything. It's like an academic person that gets out into the world and don't apply anything they know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's what she was doing. And I was telling her that comes from an origin that you're not saying. That comes from a past experience that you haven't dealt with yet. The first thing she did was go into the somber mode and explain about her family and how
Mm-hmm.
she was treated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my point of telling that story is sometimes assertion can be that also that defensive mechanism. But that defensive mechanism that they do, it can be a direct result of something that you ain't dealt with yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't dealt with it yet. And to deal with it is to take accountability for it. To deal with it. Like if you was in a past relationship and it was a broken relationship and you just moved on and you like the next person, I ain't dealing with that. So the next person I come up with, oh, like oh girl, being assertive. I ain't dealing with look, I don't like no cheaters. That's the first thing you say to me. I'm brand new. I'm straight out the gate. I'm fresh off the food table. And you telling me I don't like cheaters. Well, I hope you don't, motherfucker, because I don't either. Right? But you have to tell me that though. You know what I'm saying? So that assertion is just that borderline defense mechanism of something you ain't dealt with before. Why did you? What did you forgive yourself for being with a cheater yet? See, that's what I'm saying. Now you're projecting onto me. You're projecting
So
onto me something. You know what I mean? That doesn't need
so
to
do
be.
people
That's why I said, is it a direct result? It might be. It might be something
so
you ain't dealt with yet. But you can't give that to
people
someone
want to
else
deal
though.
with
Go
it?
ahead, bro.
Yeah. Do you get a sense that do people want to deal with it? Do people want to deal with what they going through, what they've been through? Do people want
No, I
to
do
get
not
past it?
believe that. No,
I
I
don't believe
don't.
it.
I
I don't
think a
believe
lot
it.
of
I
people
don't believe it
sweep.
either. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sweep stuff under the rug, but they should address. They sweep a lot of stuff under the rug. They go ahead and present it as I'm this better person to you and to I that meet them outside of the tangent, but to them they're like, I don't want nobody to know about that crazy shit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I don't want to know about that. And they put a nice little rug up under it, and then when they see you and they want to date you and they want to get to know you, they're all perfect. But this is what happened though. As we get to vetting, as we start to vet, you start uncovering that carpet. And all of a sudden, this chick get real emotional, or this guy get real emotional, and they start talking about what's under that carpet. And you like, damn, where all that come from? You see what I'm saying? You ain't dealt with it. So now I'm the new guy that actually probably feels something for you. I'm the new guy that has to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Or you're charging me to deal with, which I don't need to at all. But you're charging me to deal with your tangibilities that you haven't dealt with before, and you want me to band-aid it. Now you put me in a bad place. You know what I'm saying? You put me in a bad place. I don't want to. I don't want to band-aid you. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your guidance counselor. I'm not that person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yet you do that, and so I think a lot of people sweep stuff under the rug because they deal with a lot of the Pookies and Ray Rays of life. Y'all had that. We all had our one or two things that we dealt that we know we shouldn't have goddamn well been with these people. Y'all, everybody did this, right? But then some people just want to sweep that under the rug like that was just a mistake. That was just a bad choice. They had nothing to do with me. That was just I just made a bad choice. No, you and then it was in a relationship for 2-3 years. 2 or 3 years you was with this person, but they did you so wrong though, and so you sweep that underneath the foot like oh. And then when I mentioned like hey, what happened to your past relationship? Because I'm the type of guy to ask you that shit. What happened in your past relationship? And she like, well, oh that guy was just so wrong. He was just out of this. Well, why? Like then I asked right after that. I do this very strategic, bro. I asked right after that. How long was you with him? Oh, it was about 2 or 3 years. So you list this whole list of crap to me about this guy, and then y'all was together for an extended period of time. I think after a year is extensive of you dealing with all this stuff. But then they say, Rob, they say I've changed. I'm a different person. I don't deal with that no more. That is what it is. So I expect this now. See, this is that defensive mechanism of no past accountability. That's what I think. Just me. I don't think
That
people
shit
deal
really
with it.
sucks.
I don't think people deal with it like they should.
That shit really sucks.
You know what I mean?
The the worst situation I've been in like that was being with a female who claimed that she got spoiled when she was younger, so she expected me to kind of live up to that. That's the biggest form of bullshit I ever experienced in my life. I'm not that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying? Like,
should be. Nobody should be that woman. You know?
and the fact that
Yeah.
the fact that you was spoiled and the fact that you was spoiled, that's that that's the type of thing that you expect me to do, and then when I don't do it, or if I'm not in that mode, you know what I mean, then I get all the bad energy. I get all of that.
Hmm.
Just to kind of go with your past experience. It carries over into a lot of filter bullshit.
Right. So your Pookie and Ray Ray made you so much better as a person. That's what you telling me. Right? That's what
That's why I
I've
can't be with
healed.
nobody. This why I can't be with nobody because they don't spoil me like I used to be spoiled. All that garbage.
You know what I mean? I just I don't understand, man. I agree with both of y'all, man. Like I think I don't necessarily think it can be a direct result. I think there's a lot of variables to that, but I think that the majority of the time it's a hint to it. I think it is, man. Like just being defensive. I think just being defensive and or being assertive because I get a lot of the assertion. I don't know about y'all. I get a lot of the assertion. I get a lot of the or I'm this that and the other. So not what I'm looking for. I ain't playing no game. You know, I get you know what I'm saying. Like I hear that a lot. Like I'm like okay, that's fine.
I'm dating.
This is
Yeah.
after how my name is. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't playing no games.
All right. I'm dating for the
Yeah. So you like,
purpose.
but why you so like that? Why you so why? And we just had a show about common ground, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm just being a peaceful guy and just doing the normal conversation tip, you should have some type of avenue that be okay with that. Instead of trying to forefront your resume to me or forefront your objective to me, like you're trying to coffee filter dudes out that you don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like that's okay. If you got boundaries, we talked about boundaries before. If you got boundaries, you got boundaries. That's completely fine. But this whole defensive mechanism thing, that's for something that happened back then. You know what I'm saying? If you go extreme with it, the more you go extreme with it, the more I know that you ain't dealt with the stuff that you dealt with in the past. That's just me.
Mm.
I don't know.
I agree
Maybe
with that.
I'm talking too much. I'll shut up.
I agree with that. You know, like I said, it scares me, but it doesn't when you hear about women say, "Oh, I'm out here dating with a purpose," or a woman puts that in your ear. It makes you wonder. So you just already trying to skip past step one, step two, step three of us getting to know each other because you dating with a purpose. You know what I mean? Because whatever the case
All
is,
right.
you know what I mean? Because I be
That is
wondering
that is the most silliest.
when a lot of women say that when a lot of women say that I
Uh,
feel you could just see all the fucking trauma all over them, like you see it.
that's fact. Yeah, I ain't never ran into an instance where I ever heard of somebody saying like somebody just come off like you said like oh I'm dating with a purpose. I ain't never heard of nobody respond or I ain't never responded to be like oh I'm not. So I don't know how this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had a dude that's
What
gonna
you
say,
say?
that's how stupid this question is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dating with a purpose. Like a dude gonna be there like, oh, you dating with a purpose? Shit. Well, man, I'm not. So I don't even know how this is gonna work, baby girl, because I'm out here dating for no reason. I ain't never heard nobody say that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen attributes of people do that, but I've had nobody seen that. So the statement itself makes no sense. Everybody even you know what I'm saying. Even the a hole that's in the back of the club gonna be like, oh okay, yeah, me too, baby, me too. Ain't nobody gonna say no to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So the front in that is a reason. That's all I'm saying. So front in that's a reason. It's a reason for that. Why are you doing that? Why do you have to tell me that? You know what I'm saying? Like
bothers me for the
you're
longest,
trying
man.
to coffee filter me. That's all you're trying to do. You're just trying to filter out the worst. You know what I mean? Because I mean, if you're that assertive, all you're gonna really produce is a simp. If you're that assertive, all you're gonna do is produce a simp. Because all you want to know is a yes or no checklist about all the stuff that you want to do. And if you got a guy, I'm talking initially in the first 5 conversations, you're talking about I want this and I want that and I want this and I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? And all you got is a guy to be like, yep, 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 me too. Yep, you're right. Yep, got you there. Yep, I understand. Nope, nope, not me. Yep, you too. No, me too. That's right. You gonna end up with a simp guy. All of a sudden, he's just answering yes to your ass all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a
But you're fronting you're all these questions. Go ahead.
yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't said nothing on this topic yet, but if a woman does that, she's not being assertive. She's being demanding.
Okay,
Right. So
I understand.
assertiveness,
I got you.
assertiveness is correlated with confidence.
I'll be tracked.
Being defensive is correlated with insecurity. So, like you said, Jay, like
I'll be
when a
tracked.
person being defensive, they doing it because they're insecure about something. If someone is being assertive, they doing it because they already dealt with their insecurity and now they're giving you their confidence, what they learn, what they accept about themselves. And so we have to understand and instinctively understand how that operates because they operate differently. And you can't use assertiveness to protect your defensiveness because when a person is assertive, they're not defensive anymore. That's the way it should go. I say that's the way it's supposed to be. They're not being,
Got you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm
I
assertive,
understand.
it's not because I'm using that to be defensive. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
assertive, it's because I've already was defensive and I learned from that. Now I'm doing something better.
Okay.
Defensiveness is strictly from insecurity. And when you try to use your defensiveness, like you said, Jay, when a person uses their defensiveness to show you who they think they are with you,
Mm-hmm.
but they're being defensive the whole time, you haven't really dealt with yourself, baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my man, you haven't really dealt with yourself, right? Either way, you haven't dealt with yourself.
Got
Assertiveness
you.
is
I
strictly
understand.
it's a strict parallel to confidence. I'm only confident
Right.
because I've
So
learned what
wrong
my
word,
weaknesses
right
was.
topic, wrong word. I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, no,
I'll
no, you
retract
good.
that.
No, bro.
So
No, you
I
good.
had the right concept, just wrong word.
Yeah,
No, I want to be
you
right. I
good.
want to tell people right stuff. So I agree with
I
you about
got
the
you.
assertiveness.
I
I
got
get it.
you.
It makes
I got you.
sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like by the time you get assertive, I've already dealt with my defensive shit. Already dealt with
Mm.
it. That's why
I
I
got you
am
on that.
assertive. You know what I mean? I'm assertive
That
because
makes
I
sense.
dealt with the things that I needed to deal with. If a person is being defensive, your answer is correct. They never dealt
Mm.
with the thing that they was not able to be accountable for. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when you talk to them, when you listening to that woman or that man or whatever, when you listen to them, it's like, damn, you are really defensive. Why? Because you never dealt with that. And
Mm-hmm. Never dealt with that, right?
that's the issue, is that we want we want people to fix us. We don't want to
Mm.
do the work. This is the way I look at the question. Nobody want to do the work. They just want to be defensive and blame you for not fixing them because they can't accept accountability for the shit they did back in the day. It's like, it's
That's
you.
all it is.
It's,
Yep.
it's like,
That's a
I
nutshell right
can't
there,
fix you.
fellas.
I can't
Yeah,
I can't
that's it in a
fix you.
nutshell.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
can't fix you. So it's not my responsibility to do it. And I'm not going to place somebody in a responsibility mode to do it for me as well. If there's something about me that I need to fix and address, I will do it on my own. It's nobody's responsibility. It's my job as a man to make sure, and a woman, whoever, even our women viewers, it's your job to make sure that you are able to operate the proper way and the healed way. So that way you don't let nobody else that you meet pay for the sins of the things you did before them. That
Facts.
this is a good man you met, and now
Right.
he got to reap the benefit of some bullshit that had nothing to do with him. That I don't. That is the thing that you're talking about.
And
That
then
I
you
agree
friend
with.
zone them.
Yeah, exactly. Then you friends on them because you know because you friends on them because you can control them, right? Basically, you can control him,
Awesome.
but like being assertive, no, I'm good with that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to punish anyone for being assertive, but I will definitely understand where it comes from and how it got there. And once I
Mm-hmm.
realize that, and it's a good, healthy version of assertiveness, I'm good
Mm-hmm.
with that. I'm
Yeah.
good with
We
that. But when you start making me pay for things that you chose to do,
right.
no, I can't rock with that.
Yeah. That's why.
And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's
Just
what
just
we had the
just to
same
bring it,
concept. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yep.
what you're talking about. It's like, yo,
Yep.
don't punish me
Yep.
because you haven't dealt with the things in your past that you needed to deal with. Now we got to
Mm-hmm.
have a different conversation, and maybe that's above
Mm-hmm.
my interest. But even if that's above my interest, you need to deal with that, baby girl. You need to deal
Mm-hmm.
with that. Like I can't do that for you, you know. And so
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
Big facts, man. Shout out to my brothers. And thank you to the mail carriers, man. Thank you for everybody that was viewing the live show today, man. We see y'all, man. We see all the comments. We see all the interaction. I think we had a couple new viewers today, so we definitely appreciate y'all, man. Welcome to the mail room. Y'all know the time it is, man. We're gonna go into the Q&A portion of the show. It's not too late to put in a question if you have one. You can ask anything about the show, or if you got a question for the brothers in the mail room, man. Y'all know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? While we waiting for people to go ahead and tap in on the Q&A, man, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button on our YouTube channel, man, the Mailroom Network. Our channel is growing because of y'all, so we want to keep that moving. If y'all have any topic that you may want us to discuss right here on the Mailroom, y'all know what it is. Hit us up at the Mailroom 313 at yahoo.com. We definitely check those emails on a consistent basis, and your topic definitely will get put on this show. And please feel free to send us any topic that you would like for us to discuss on this show. We got some day ones in here, so we definitely gonna look out for any of the day
Yeah.
ones and all of our viewers in particular, especially, man. Just make sure y'all, if y'all have anything that y'all want to see us discuss, please hit us up in our email. Make sure y'all like us on Facebook, the Mailroom Network, and holler at your boys on Instagram on the Mailroom View. So we just gonna keep it pushing, man. I told y'all see my boy. They was ready today, right? They was ready today. They was
Hey,
ready today.
I got one real quick, real thing. I want to ask you two fellas real quick.
All right.
What would you rather take in a woman, experience or pure heart?
Huh? Say it again.
What would you rather take in a woman, experience or pure heart?
Experience or pure heart?
Hmm. That's a good question. You want to go Rob first?
No, go ahead.
For me, yeah.
He was like,
Uh,
"Nah." The way he said it was
yeah.
funny, but I was like,
No, for me it'd be a pure heart because experience. Sometimes experience can devalue you. It depends on how you handle experience.
hmm,
I like purity. I'm a pure person. You know, like I'm open and honest and pure about a lot of shit. So
hmm,
you know how I am. I'll say whatever. Like whatever is pure is what it is.
hmm,
But for me, I just want a pure heart, a pure woman is something that I would prefer. You
hmm,
know, a lot of times in experience, you can dive into some things that 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 you wasn't
hmm,
expecting. See, experience come from choices, and also come from your level of being able to deal with it too. So it's like for me, if a
hmm.
woman is pure, good. I'm thinking the way you ask it, and I'm thinking about innocence in a sense. Like
Almost in a sense,
if
yeah.
she's yeah, like, if she's innocent in a certain thing, I'm cool with
Hmm,
that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay.
hmm,
That means that she's teachable. and that means
Right.
that I'm able.
Exactly.
I'm able to be. I'm able to, you know, bring my expertise and my character and my personality and my um like who I am. I can bring it to her and she'll accept it. You know, it won't be
Mm-hmm.
combative. When a woman had experience, whether it's good or bad, you're gonna have arguments. And I don't like, to be honest with you, I don't like to argue. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
like so I know that if this woman is experienced, she's 50 years old and she's experienced, she got it. Like, yeah, that's cool, but depending on the way she actually learned that shit, it won't benefit me. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
You
I
know what I
agree with
mean?
that
So
because
it's
people
like,
can learn wrong as hell.
yeah, they learn wrong. Exactly. Like
People can learn
sometimes
wrong as
people,
hell. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes people learn wrong, you know, and no, it is what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to, hey, if you based on your question, hey, give me the pure one, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can rock out with you. I can build with that. I can't build with a woman that's too experienced because I don't know how she learned. I have to figure her out, learn how she learned, ask her
Mm-hmm.
questions. I got to do so much shit to figure out if she learned it the
That's
right
true.
way. And I don't
That's
want to.
true.
I don't have to do that with a woman that's already inexperienced. Like I can have
Mm-hmm.
something pure, you know,
Yeah.
and then rock out from that point. So, but because the way society is and the way, and I've been through things too, so it's like I can't judge either way. But if you talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
preference, give me the chick that I rock with me, even though she may not understand everything that I got going on, but I can teach her and she willing to learn. Oh yeah, let's go, let's rock out, let's rock
Facts.
out. Because a lot
I'm
of
right
times,
behind you, brother.
a lot of times, women think they know a lot of shit they don't.
Yeah.
We can flip that. We can also flip that, right? It's the same thing with
Mm-hmm.
men. Like you think
Same
you know
thing. Yeah.
something, but you don't. You really don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
the best thing to do is just always remain humble. This is the thing that I want to stretch the most in this question. Just remain
Mm-hmm.
humble. You don't know everything.
Yeah.
Everybody not gonna give you the same patience and love and care that you gave yourself. Just be humble and just learn
Mm-hmm.
from that and go from there. Like, don't
Mm-hmm.
assume anything. Don't think you. Oh, I got more knowledge than him. So boom, like no, just chill out. Because if a person,
Yeah.
the same woman that we in this question, the same woman that has experience that thinks she know everything, she'll come across a man that knows more than her, and because of that, it'll cause some friction. Because women
Mm-hmm.
love to say, "I can help that man be this. I can help that man be that." And it's like, no, this
Mm-hmm.
man is already established. What are you going to do with an established man that you can't help?
Mm-hmm.
He don't need you to help with nothing. He needs you to help with all the
Mm-hmm.
intangible stuff. Can you get him that?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
really want to be in access to his business. Oh, I could
Upgrade
bring
him.
more business to him, right? And it's like, but he don't want you to do that. He wants you to be humble, submissive, cooperative. Can you bring him that?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Facts.
if you can't bring him that, then you'll find a way for something to be wrong with him. But he don't need you for that. He needs you to be
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
cooperative, submissive, willing, loving, polite, things of that nature. If you can't do that, then
Mm-hmm.
stop blaming him for the fact that you're not qualified for him. You're not qualified.
I'm, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm
Like for
I'm
real, like you're not
solidified now,
qualified
brother.
for what he asking for. Because you were too
I'm
combative,
good
you got too
now.
much attitude, you got too much shaking of the neck shit, you got too much of that. He don't want that. He need
Shake
a
and bake.
woman that's going to be opposite of that, and you don't fit that criteria.
Right. Right.
So if you don't fit that criteria, then you don't fit. Don't blame him for
Mm.
that. You don't fit,
Right.
man.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey.
Like you don't fit. What he want, you don't fit for. So if that man wants to move on from you and he don't want to deal with you because you're not what he wants you to be for him, then you lost. Take the L and move on. You gotta take the L. But your pride is the devil. Your pride is
J.
the
Cole made a
devil.
song called that.
Somebody made a song
J. Cole?
about
J.
that
Cole made a
pride.
song about that. Go check that in 95.
Yeah. Google that. Since y'all want to Google shit. Google that. The pride is the devil. If a woman does not meet the criteria of what Rob wants, she don't fit.
She don't fit Rob.
And if Rob say to me, hey man, she don't fit what I really want in a woman, cool. I don't care. As long as he's being intentional, he know what he want to do. As a man, I don't care. But I don't care. I don't care because he know what he want. And if he say it, then say it to her. Make it clean. Make it clear. Say it to her. But if he tell me like, yo, man, blah, 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 whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. I get you. I got you. I'm not going to knock him for the fact that he trying to, he don't want to hurt the chick feelings, but he already know like, man, this bitch crazy as fuck. Yo, this bitch, she might be a little bit crazy. Okay, if she crazy, she crazy. But at the end of the day, I ain't going to put you in a fucking box and be like, yo, you're this type of person because of. Like, no, man.
Right. Real quick. The reason why I asked that. And the reason why I asked that because the reason why I asked that is because I'm a firm believer of retracting and avoiding willful ignorance. I'm a firm believer.
Come on, now you about to mess with me.
Deflecting.
You about
willful ignorance, dog.
All right.
The reason why I asked that is because, would you rather experience over a pure heart is because I'm personally, have a saying in that. I've been in an experience where somebody was naive, but I've been in an experience with somebody that knew everything. Or at least claim they do. Right? So, and in that aspect, I'm right behind Tay. I have more deflections. I have more arguments. I have more back and forth with the person of experience than the person of a pure heart because they ain't had nothing to back up on. They didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with somebody not knowing something. I'm the type of guy that will teach you about something. If I have a leg on it, I would teach you about it as long as you have the willingness to hear me out. I am completely fine with that. But when you're on this pedestal of yours and you're on this tangent that the fact that you think you know what you know and you think you know what you know is right without any falsified opinion of anything else, without any studying of proof, dialect, data, anything like that, like you don't have anything to back that up, you just believe what you believe because you said to me that you believe it, those people I have a problem with. Because these are the people that think they know what they want, but they don't. These are the people that think they've been through something and think they've been through something the right way, and you've been doing that shit backwards the entire time. And you don't have the unction to listen to me to say it the right way or to give you even another way of thinking. If you don't even have the openness of mind, that's why I would choose a pure heart too, bro. I would choose open heart too, because you have the open mind to think in lateral direction. You can think randomly, like, okay, I've heard this about it, but what you say about it? Okay, I'll pin that, and I'll go and think of they don't know. So what they're doing is trying to figure out all the data they can to find a reasonable answer to the scenario. And I would rather deal with that, especially if I was dating especially if I was dating a woman that didn't know, that was inexperienced. I would love that. Rather than somebody that was experienced, because inexperience would become that willful ignorance. Now we got to deep dive into your psyche and understanding about who you are. Now I got to dive into that. So if I tell something that's completely an opposite of what you've been thinking your entire life, now you're going to be like, oh, well, that's just you. Right. Or This is the kicker. I'm just different. How the fuck you ain't? You just don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't.
Different.
I can't.
Oh
No,
my God.
I've heard a lot of women say that to me. Like, I'm different. I'm just different. I'm just who I am. Yeah, I'm just who. No, see that type of shit. That means you can't even learn from me. You know what I'm saying? You can't even not even just learn from me. Maybe I don't even have it right, but just to having the openness of the conversation itself.
But no,
you see what I'm saying? Right? You just be just openness of the conversation itself. You know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever the case may be, we can put that in any facet of scenario that you want to put it in. I would rather take somebody of pure heart and open mind rather than somebody that had experience any day. Any day, man. Because in this society we have, everybody's opinionated as hell. Everybody got their own entitled opinion. For some odd reason, the same opinionated people are tying this into fact. And that is not true. Just because what you think don't mean it's real. Don't mean it's real, don't mean it's right. So yeah, I'm sorry. That was a psychological question. My bad. I'm done.
That was a good question, man. That was a good question, man. For sure. That was a good question, bro.
But yeah, on that note, man, thank you all so much, man, to our mail carrier. Shout out to everybody that joined our live show. Please, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the Mailroom Network on YouTube, our YouTube channel. We love and appreciate y'all, man. My brothers, they cooked up something real good today. So if you ain't see this now, man, hopefully y'all see it later, man. Y'all know what it is. Fellas, talk to them before we roll up.
Hey, thanks for dealing with us, though. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people that come and see us, the people that kick with us, that message us for real, that be in the comments, that give us Q&A, that call me after the show, that DM me after the show. Much love to y'all. We're up and coming, man. We're going to keep doing our thing, and we're open like that. We're not those type of men. We're going to do what we do. So, thank you so much. Continue y'all doing. We'll continue to do what we do.
Yeah, get them likes up on the YouTube channel, y'all. Go ahead, dude.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Much love to everybody, man. We out.
Love y'all.